Hi guys, Alex Cortman, Architect Personal Training. Right now it's Thursday the 1st of June, so we're 10 days out from the UKBFF Julain Feinstein Classic, which is my first show of the year. Sorry for the past sort of week or so, I haven't made any videos leading up to the show. I want to do some more going into my peak week and stuff, like I did before. If you haven't seen the peak week videos from my first show, go and check those out. It's going to be a little bit different this time. So it'd be interesting to sort of go back and see the changes in my approach. So yeah, it's actually been a couple of weeks since I sat down and sort of spoke about the prep or about myself. The last two videos in the series have been workout videos, and the last one I didn't do a voiceover just because I was out of time, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not that I don't have time. I don't have loads of time, but to make these videos. But I'm just exhausted all the time, 10 days out, I feel like death. I've had a couple of days off work recently, I've had nosebleeds, headaches, it's been bad. I went about a week and a half with insomnia. I couldn't really sleep at all, and that's a little bit better now. Nosebleeds have stopped. Had a headache yesterday. But yeah, it definitely gets tough towards the end, and you gotta just push through it. There are points in the prep as well where you feel like you're ready, and then you look at yourself later that day and you're like, well, I'm not ready. What did I see earlier? It's all mind games. There's a lot of mental stuff going on. You can look at yourself and be like, wow, I'm sure I saw a detail there yesterday and I'm not seeing it today. Well, maybe I should pull my carbs. Maybe I should up my cardio. And then you snap into reality and you realise, no, just stick to the plan. You know what works. It's really tempting to try and change things this close to the show because, like I say, you feel like you're ready and then you don't feel like you're ready, and then you feel like you should be changing things every day. But that's really not the approach I should be taking. And it's difficult when you prep yourself. Not a lot of people these days actually go through a contest prep by themselves and coach themselves. A lot of people hire a coach, and that's I don't want to say that's an easy way to do it, because there's nothing easy about contest prep at all. But it's definitely more difficult, especially towards the end when you're prepping yourself, because there's so much going on in terms of your mentality, mind games that happen, and you second guess yourself, you question your plan, you question what you're doing. You almost need a second pair of eyes and someone to keep you on track and just say, no, look, stick to the plan, because your head is going around everywhere, and it's difficult. So definitely the last 4 or 5 weeks of a prep, a coach would definitely be beneficial. But I like to prep myself, I like to challenge myself, and then I know if I do win, I can put it down to my work alone. There's no one else. And if I lose, same thing. It's all down to me. I don't have to blame anyone. Not that you should blame your coach. It's not your coach's fault if you don't win. But I definitely think it can be beneficial to coach yourself over the long term, because this is the second prep I've done. I learned from my first prep. I'm definitely better this time. And I'm going to continue to get better. If I do qualify for the British, I know that I'm going to bring a better package to the British, because I know the changes that I'm going to make compared to this prep. And every prep I do, I'm going to learn and change things, and I'm going to learn about my body. And over 5, 6, 7, 10 preps, you're going to really know a lot about yourself and how your body works. And it changes, it does change. Your body's not going to be the same every single time. There are things that change in your body, and you have to be aware of that. But overall, if you're confident in how your body works, then you're going to know yourself better than any coach can, unless you work with a coach consistently over those same amount of years as well. So I want to talk a little bit more about the mentality of contest prep and what sort of goes into it, because not a lot of people outside realise sort of what you're going through, and it's very selfish. Contest prep is very selfish, because there are times where everything has to be about you. Your friends might want to see you and you have to say, look, I'm sorry, no, we're going to have to do that after the show. Your girlfriend might want to go out to eat, and you just can't do that. It's been really nice recently, and Rosie, my fiance, is wanting to have barbecues and things like that, and it's just I can't do that. You know, I can't have people around all the time because I feel like shit, and I don't want to come off as a dick. It's hard to even keep up conversations sometimes. You know, it's hard to reciprocate when someone's trying to talk to you, and you come off like you're really disinterested, and it almost gives you like, it makes you seem like a horrible person, but you just literally do not have the energy. I don't have the energy to talk to you and even process what you're saying half the time. And you know, that's not your fault, that's my fault, because I decided to do this. So there's that. You know, it's very selfish, and I'm sorry to a lot of my family, which I haven't seen in a while. I'm sorry to my friends, which I haven't seen in a while. And I'm really sorry to Rosie, who's put up with a lot through this, you know, living with me, and me sort of talking about bodybuilding all the time is definitely draining for someone who's not interested in it, to be honest. And me sort of like just focused on this one goal, and I know that it's been tough for her. So I'm sort of looking forward to not getting this over, because I'm really excited for it. You know, I've been doing this for a reason, and I haven't lost my passion for it. I think it feels like when I do a prep, my passion for bodybuilding just goes up, because it has to be there. You know, you have to be passionate about it. But yeah, we're definitely going to relax a little bit afterwards. We've got Tenerife booked for 5 days, a week after the show, which would be nice. I'll come back, and then hopefully I'll be getting ready for the British if I qualify. And there's also a lot of pressure you put on yourself for these shows. You know, especially when you've got people coming to see you, they're paying money for their tickets, and that plays on your mind. It's like, these people are coming to support me, and they believe in me, and they think I might be able to win, and you've got to win. But that's what was going through my mind. I don't quite know how I'm going to cope if I don't win. I don't expect to win, really. I kind of do and I kind of don't, because you know, I'm confident that I can win. But it's whoever turns up on the day, you know, and you don't know what you look like compared to other people. And one thing I do know is that I've put in as much as I could possibly have put into this prep. You know, I've gone all out. There's no reason to hold back. You know, just because it's my first show of the year, and I did treat it as a challenge, just to sort of get in shape, really, and not, you know, I wanted to qualify for the British, and that is my main goal. But then it sort of turned into, I need to win this show. I really want to prove it to myself that I can win a show, because chances are that the standard of the British is going to be high, and you know, I'd love to win the British and be British Junior Champion, but it's going to be tougher than this show, definitely. So I definitely kind of want to win a show this season, just to prove it to myself that I can do it. And that goes through your mind when you're doing cardio, you know, when you're doing cardio, when you're training, even when you're not, when you just like really want to eat that fucking ice cream you got in the freezer because you're an idiot and you bought it 3 weeks out, thinking, oh, that'd be nice to have after the show, and it's sitting in the fucking freezer, and every time you cook your fish, you're like, fuck, I can see that Ben & Jerry's sitting there, and I really want to eat it. And then you go, no, you're going to win this show, not by eating Ben & Jerry's, but by eating turkey and asparagus, okay? Or not eating at all. You know, if it's not time for a meal, it's not time for a meal. You might be starving, and I'm starving right now. I've still got another 45 minutes till I've got to eat, and then I've got to go and train. And today's a low carb day, you know. So, you know, it's tough. It is tough. I feel like I'm sort of rambling a little bit. I'm going to sort of leave it there. I might come back to this video. I'm not sure. Like I say, I haven't got a lot of energy. I am going to train today. I've got a pool session, and it's my second to last. So after this, I've just got one of each workout to do before the show. So back again, still Thursday, 1st June, doing my PM cardio session now. Got about 15 minutes left of that, out of an hour. So 2 hours a day cardio, 1 hour fasted, 1 hour pre-bed, or pre my last meal. So got my fish in the oven right now, and I moved the Ben & Jerry's, by the way. Put it to back in the freezer. It's under the chicken, it's under the veg, it's under the peas, so out of sight, out of mind. That's not really true though, is it? Because we're still talking about it. So whatever. I can't see it, so it's a little bit better. So yeah, 60 minutes of cardio twice a day still. It was 70 minutes twice a day, just over a week. So 2 hours and 20 minutes total. That really made a difference in terms of getting me to where I needed to be at the time, but also my energy levels were really down. So it did the trick, got me on track, and now it's back down to an hour twice a day, and I'll probably stay like that until the show. So I've got about a week left of cardio, so this time next week I'll have done my cardio to the show. It's nice to have the camera on just to keep you distracted, because otherwise I'm looking at the timer on the cardio every, what I think is 5 minutes, and really it's just a minute. It's demoralising. I've still got 12 and a half minutes to go. Posing trunks came today, so I'll show you those. Look at that, can't really see. They're sort of burgundy, crushed velvet, which is a little bit different because last time I went for the plain, sort of lycra black, plain stuff. So a little bit snazzy this time. I tried them on, they're a good fit. They're from Iron Monkey Wear. So if you're looking for some good posing trunks, give them a go. Actually had a really good training session today. It was a cool day, and hit about, I think I hit 3 PRs, which is like unheard of 1 week out from the show. You know, you hit some here and there, every couple of weeks you might get one, but 3 in one workout was really good. And it's not, actually one of them was a weight PR, the other were extra reps. I just felt like I had more energy today, so I was pushing those extra reps, because usually the weight is on the exercises is pretty much stayed the same, gone up a little bit throughout the prep. You know it's going to increase the first sort of 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 weeks of the prep, and then it's kind of just going to stall. And you want to keep your strength there the whole way through, because this is going to keep your muscle. You know, when your strength dips, you know you're in danger of losing muscle. So even if you keep the strength there, the reps might die down a little bit, but it's nice to see it go up 1 week out. That's one thing I sort of miss from training. It's a favourite thing about training is just the progression. Seeing yourself progress all the time is really nice. So really looking forward to a little brief kind of, not off season, but sort of a little building phase before the British, which is going to be about 4 or 5 weeks before prep really starts. To try and stay fairly lean, but really build up my strength and size as much as I can. 10 more minutes of this, and we can eat. So it's hake and asparagus. It's slightly high carbs tomorrow because it's leg day, which is good. 255 grams of carbs, delicious. Even get carbs on my breakfast, which is the best thing ever. Doing my fasted cardio and then going straight into a carby breakfast, which is just porridge with some whey protein, but it definitely is better than unflavoured white isolate shake with nothing else, because we cut all the cashew butter out. Really low fats at the moment. We just get cashew butter once a week on my rest day. And I reintroduce it a little bit, just a tiny little bit, as we sort of carve up into the show. We'll try and fill out a little bit, which is a week away. So next Thursday is when we're going to really start pushing the carbs up again. It's going to be our last workout as well before the show. And it'd be nice to just relax and fill out, not be doing cardio, and try and have a few stress-free days before the show. Like I said, I'll be taking you through hopefully the last week of prep, maybe not every day, hopefully every couple of days, or at least get 2 or 3 done through that week, so you can see what's going on and what's happening in terms of peaking for the show, which isn't going to be too drastic. I don't like to do drastic things, especially when you're that close to the show. You know you've got to do all the work. There's no point trying to change too many variables. You know, you just want little tiny changes. You know, just to fill you out, cut a little bit of water, and that's all. That's all we need to do. That's going to be it for now, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple of days. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos, make sure you follow my 2017 prep sit-up playlist. So you can just click on that, watch all the videos. And if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe for more, because there's going to be more videos coming up.